guys, it is MNF5 here, back with another video, and today we're going to be restoring this Baltimore and Ohio switcher. In the last video, I unboxed a lot of trains with a few of these locomotives plus one, and that one was not. So, we are going to be actually restoring this one from the lot. This is the Baltimore and Ohio. In the last video, it was the whole top had come off and wouldn't go on. And in the description for this lot, it did say, oh, I can't unscrew it. Well, basically, it said this was missing the screw, and what it wasn't missing the screw. The post that holds the whole top on had broken off. So, it was really just easy, simply super gluing that back on, and now the whole top stays on. But that is the least of our worries, because one, as you can hear, there is definitely dried grease all in there, and also is running really slowly and very, very badly. Cuts out a lot of the time. And we're getting a lot of sparks from the motor inside the cab. So I'm gonna first off unscrew the top, take out all the loose stuff, and we'll see what we have from there. Okay, so we're back. I've taken the top off. This post was the one I was talking about. It had snapped off. Yeah, looking at it, obviously at one point there was definitely a light in this locomotive, but there is not now. We still do have the wires actually coming off the contacts, I think. Yeah, the contacts to where the light would be mounted. And they're really just going to nothing, so I think we're going to cut those off just to make sure we're eliminating all possible factors of shorting out. Something. I have to use something a bit more versatile. Here we go. Oi. One, two, there we go. Alright, so I've had a look, and actually, the contacts for the motor are being held on by these, like, brass clips. And here, as you can see, I've soldered this wire back on, sort of. I really don't know what's going on with this motor. It's a lot of weird stuff that does not seem like it's supposed to be like that. So, first off, I'm gonna bend that contact so it won't come off as easily. There we go, now I've bent it down so it's quite sort of stuck in place. I don't really want to mess around with this motor too much, but looking at it, the brushes are clean, so are the coils. Not seeing too much damage, so I'm thinking our sound and our sparks is coming from down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start unscrewing stuff. The famous last words of Amen 95. Alright, what is this? Why is this not unscrewing? Okay. So one screw already is stripped out, apparently. So it won't unscrew. And I'm also seeing a bit of epoxy, it looks like. So I've gotten all off except for this back screw, which doesn't want to come out. Most likely because it's stripped. So what I do when that happens, unscrew all the other screws, tug at it, just give it a bit of force behind it to get it at least to move into where there might be not so much of damaged threads, and then typically it'll start unscrewing. Alright. Okay. Don't know if y'all can see that, but that's epoxy on the wheels. Whoever had this open up is obviously not a very bright person. No grease whatsoever. The wheels are really dirty, so I'm thinking I'll probably clean these wheels off camera, as well as the contacts. So yeah, just got off to clean the wheels off, and I figured out this is actually runoff from whoever tried to fix that post previously. It was using epoxy. And obviously that did not work and dripped down onto the wheels. I'm pretty sure that was what was making part of that sound. So back to cleaning wheels. Alright, so I've cleaned off the wheels and cleaned out the inside near the contacts. Now this was bone dry, no grease on it whatsoever. Which, if you know anything, you do not want on a drivetrain. And since we have plastic on plastic, we definitely want some grease. I mean, not a ton. I am using some, actually, plumber's grease, which I find works just as good as any other old grease. So, and put that in just a nice small dollop on that worm gear. Then we're going to put in wheels, making sure we push down on the contacts. And then we're just going to take our oil, get a drop, and just rub that on wheels. As you could see, a drop did fall off the end of the oily thing. That's how I make sure I get as bare minimum on there as possible. I've literally just rubbed the residue from that drop on the wheels. So I'm obviously not awake yet, so still a bit early in the morning for me. So we're going to take this one contact, which doesn't seem to like me. So we're going to switch to a more aggressive tactic. Sorry, I'm gonna have to do this back behind the camera so it's a bit closer to me. Alright, so now we've done that. Once again, I'm just gonna take where's on the end of that and put that on. And we should be able to just once again put on the bottom plate and screw that back on. So I'll be back after I've screwed that back together. Alright, all screwed back together, and obviously whoever had this before had taken this apart many a time because the screws are thoroughly stripped. So if we swap the connections for the controller, give it a bit of juice. Oh dear. Well, it sprung to life. Yeah, it's definitely sounding a bit better, not a lot though. So I don't know what's happening with this locomotive. Might be just old age is making it sound bad. But seeing as that's most likely going to be as good as we're going to get it, I'm going to finish reassembling this locomotive. Also, there's this piece of foam which went apparently on this somewheres. So we're gonna take it and assume it goes there. Yeah, because I think it's to stop this train from shorting out. Slide this into place. Make sure it's still running. Oh. Oh, I guess we don't need that. I mean, we're not seeing sparking anymore, and it's definitely, the more it runs, sounding better, so probably after us give it a bit of time to stretch its legs and then see what it's like. Like I did say earlier, though, this is a really weird locomotive. I don't know entirely all of what's happening with this. It's set up sort of like it's, I don't know. Whoever owned it obviously had done some work on it. That's probably all I can say. Yeah. Definitely not stock out of the factory or anything. So let's put in that screw. And that's it back together. Alright, let's see how it runs now. Definitely a lot smoother. Right now I have it going around the inner loop on my layout, just making sure everything's good. I'm definitely seeing a lot of sparking in the motor. But I mean, the more it runs, the better it sounds. It's definitely never going to be able to be as quiet as some of my other locomotives, but it will, over time I'm hoping, sound a slight bit better. there was, when I got it, like a handrail thing here, but half of it had broken off, so I figured I'd take it off. And it looks a bit better without that. Yeah, compared to before, this one's better, a lot better. I'm not having as many bad connection issues. Here, we will put this one on the rail for comparison, because these two are very similar. Same make, but different styles, I guess. So. And you can see this one screams almost. So, does not sound as good as this one now. So, I'm going to say that's a win. So, hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button and subscribe. And I shall see you in the next one. Bye.